Good morning, everyone. Can everyone hear me? Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good
How are
morning.
we all doing? How are we all doing?
Fine. Doing good.
Ah, your voice is not loud. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Like Ajayolu Abumi, your voice is not loud. Thank you for that.
Can you hear me now?
Aha, it's better now.
Okay. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How is everything?
Bless God.
Yeah, good to hear from everyone. What of Ada? How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. Thank you.
Yeah. I think at this point, we already know people that we are going to meet together on Saturdays. So, well, as the saying goes, many are called, few are chosen. We already know that it's like a funnel, right? As we move on through the funnel, like we'll move out, receive out people, then it goes down. So that's how or what everything will distill to the end. So today is about class review. We are going to pick all that we've learned so far. We take questions. I would just call randomly for people to present their screen and do one or two things and likes. That's all we are going to do today. It's not going to be very hard, not going to be very technical. But on top of that, we are going to kind of do a kind of prelude into what we are going to be doing next, which is we're going to start building our dashboard. So we're going to kind of, you know, take that step today. We're going to take that step today. So after we have seen everything we've known so far, ask questions and the like. So I'll just take 2 minutes for people who have not joined to perhaps join. So by 9:06 or 9:07, we're going to continue. Just to give one or two people the chance to connect, for people who are having connection issues, so that they're able to connect and perhaps we have a larger house than this. But in the meantime, please ensure that you have your data opened on your laptop and you are set for the class. Thank you. See you in some minutes time. Yes, I think we have given people ample time to join, so I don't think anyone should have any reason not to join at this point. So if anyone is having network issues, by now the person ought to have at least to some extent drop some messages that okay, I'm having network issues or anything. So I just want to rule out what we've done so far. We've not done so much, and it's kind of combination of two things. I want to ensure that we all understand the foundations properly, because once we're able to get the foundations properly set, then it's easier to build on that. Unlike not understanding the foundations well, then trying to build on that and things become quite uneven just because we don't have proper foundation. So far we have talked about data analysis, we've talked about types of data, we've talked about data lifecycle from data collection or importing to cleaning to analysis to visualization to reporting. We talked about data sets generally. We talked about what a CSV file is, what an Excel file is. And last week, the person we invited talked about database and all of those. And I think I hinted at database when we're doing introduction and even in some classes, especially when we're talking about data cleaning. I talked about where data can come from and how we as data analysts were in charge of, okay, when the data comes in, cleaning the data and making it ready for analysis. So I think we'll talk about that like extensively. Also, we've discussed Excel interface, we've discussed data entry, we've discussed data cleaning, we've discussed sorting, we've discussed filtering, we've discussed some basic formulas in Excel, we've discussed some average count, minimum, maximum. We've discussed if function, we've discussed and function, we've discussed or function, we've discussed VLOOKUP. Also, we've done introduction to pivot tables. Then last week we had career talk. So all of these that I've said encompasses our first month. So we're about to enter into the second month. That's why I want to ensure that before we move to the next module, we are able to, like everyone, at least for people on this call, who are like people that have been consistent. Because after today, there are many people that will be removed from the group, I am very sure. People who are not consistent will be removed from the group today. So at least people that are on this call at this moment are people that are like very, very consistent. And for us to move to the next stage, which is now where the real work begins. So now we have to start like creating our dashboards and all of those. Going forward is project that we're going to start working on. So we want to ensure that the foundation is very solid so that at no point in the next 2-3 modules would we be asking ourselves that, hey, wait, what is data cleaning? Hey, what is a quantitative variable? Oh, what's a categorical variable? When do I use a quantitative variable? When do I use a categorical variable? Okay, this chart I want to make, why would I not be able to use this kind of chart? Why is it that this kind of chart is what I should use? So these are the questions that our foundational classes should answer. And as at now, we should not be coming back to those questions. But then, nothing is linear. Like life is like non-linear. And we're going to talk about different models very soon. So as a result of that, we know that it's not everyone will not learn the same way, and cannot just assume that we know everything. So that's why we're having this kind of session where we want to look at everything we've done. If you think this part you don't understand, so this first part of today's class between 9 and 10 is to discuss that. So what do you think we don't understand? What do you think we should go back to treat? What do you think we should go back to discuss? So that's what this first part is called. Because from next week, it's going to be hands off, hands on. Everyone is on their own. We are going to be presenting dashboard. You're going to be doing that. So that's what we're going to be doing. So this is probably the last class where we're going to be having this kind of thing. It's just you watch the video, you do your dashboard, you watch the video, you do your dashboard. That's what's going to be coming from next week. So please, if you have any question, this is the avenue to ask. And I think I've said that, I've dropped that on the group on Thursday. And thank you, Ada, for asking. So on Thursday, I dropped it on the group that, okay, everyone should be prepared for this. So please, if you have any question on anything we've done, anything, any aspects, Google form, data set, cleaning, or anything we've done. So this is the avenue to ask. Then we are going to, treat them. Tamilore, that's Fabian, right?
Yes. Sorry. I didn't know it's still not changed on my laptop. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good
Okay, so I'm
morning.
just going to pour out my my questions. And I don't know if it was the day I took permission to be absent. And I've watched the videos, but when you say create download the data sets and create it, is it that we are downloading from that site you sent us and then working with it? And when you say we're going to present, like, what exactly are we presenting? Then another question I have is, okay, the Google Forms that we are to create, is it that the Google Forms now form the basis for something we're going to enter into, like enter data, and the data we're going to enter into Excel in that way? I think that's all my questions. That's all my questions for now.
Okay, thank you. Well, you've you've asked questions and you've also answered your questions. Actually, you've in some ways answered your questions yourself. Well, maybe unknowingly. So when we say, or when I say we should download data sets, so it's because during the course of this course, we are going to be exposed to different kind of data sets. We're not just using one data set all through. We're going to be like working with different kind of data sets. At some point, we might work with Spotify. At some other point, we might work with e-commerce. Some other point, we might work with telecommunication. Some other point, we might work with public health. At some other point, we might work with government data. Different kind of questions will come up, right? And one thing we also want to encourage is because is that people should like know, like, okay, this, if I want to like have some projects, this is the kind of niche that I want all of my dashboard to be all about. For instance, I am an health psychologist. As an health psychologist, I would not really want dashboards or data that's largely e-commerce. Why? Because the questions I am tackling, or the questions I am interested in, or the questions that will form the kind of things that I will be involved in is not e-commerce, right? So the piece of people should be able to download data sets from those websites that the URLs that we shared, is so that you can go there and say, okay, me, I am interested in this, so let me download my data set and hold it. So that when we start projects, I can use that data set for my questions. That's the sense of those URLs. So by now, I believe everyone should have been able to go through all of those URLs, click them, and see, okay, what are the kind of data sets that are on them? Then, okay, this is one I'm interested in. This I'm not interested in this one. Then you are able to know what works and what does not work as at now. Coming to the class. In the class, we're going to be using some data sets. When we use the data set in the class, it might not be what you downloaded, and it might be what you downloaded, might coincide with what you downloaded. So because of that, when we started, I was using a data set that was not open to everybody. And the reason was that I was thinking, like, my assumption was, okay, people should be able to use their data set and work on their data set. But one of the feedback we got was that people were not following because we were using different data sets. So I was using an e-commerce data set, but people downloaded different kind of data sets. That was the basis for having that Google form. Where now, for anything we want to do today, we are all going to be using the same data set because now everyone has the same data set to work with in class. So when we are working in class, we are using the same data set. But when you now go for your own projects, to present your own projects or present your own dashboards or anything, you are going to be using your own personal data set. However, there will be some projects where I will be interested in a particular question and I want to know how everybody answers that question to their dashboard. So we might also fall back to the same data set at some points. So it's just like divergence, convergence, divergence, convergence, divergence, convergence. But everything is still based on learning and the learning space. Have I answered your question?
Yes, please, another one. Okay, so from the links to the from the YouTube videos that you have posted the links. So if I go back to rewatch everything, I can be sure that I'll fall back in line.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes. Yes. All right. I think Ife just joined. So for people that just joined, what we are discussing is whatever question you have, if you have any question, just drop it. As far what we've learned so far. So just think about everything we've learned. If there's anyone that you need clarity on, just voice it out. And it might not even be class related. It might be like data analysis related generally, the career field, everything. So if you have any question, just ask. Any other person? Or should I assume that everybody is strong? And we can go to the next part of this class.
Morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, as regarding if we are all strong, I am not strong. I mean, everybody have different pace at which they learn, but my own strength is not so much in this because it's a new fit to me, and trust me, I'm trying to catch up. But I like about the what's it called? That calculation stuff reading the other time in Excel, I was so lost. I went back to watch the video. I became more lost. I'm very sorry to say.
Okay, the if part.
Yes. If
Okay.
and
Okay. Thank you very much for that.
I know what it is, but like the calculation aspect confuses me.
Okay, which calculation aspect? Is it when we were doing some, we did some average and all of those?
What I
Which one?
explain. I know what if or I know what those true false stuff is. And I know
Okay.
that okay, it's comprising of maybe B3 plus blah blah blah. I know how we derive it. But at some point we can't become complex that we have to like introduce colors, introduce other symbols or stuff into it. That's why I got lost.
Okay. Okay. All right. Is there another person who has issues with that?
Sorry, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
So It's just something relating to what Princess said. So I
Okay.
just wanted if it's possible that if you can use this our data set that we all have to do like if you can use it to just do like a brief review of how you did just for I think just for refresher purpose. Because I know there's some people that actually missed the day that you were showing us how to include formulas and also move the data set into a pivot table. So is it possible that you can do like a recap so everybody can just maybe catch up a little bit on how you did the average? I know most of us know, but just maybe a recap, average, if, and also how you moved it to a pivot table, how you categorized it, and all of that, if that's possible. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Princess. Thank you, Ada, for that feedback. Yeah, I think today's class is of utility. It's showing that today's class is of utility for us. Oh, Lambi also said, I support what Ada said. Okay, okay. Okay, so let's dive into that. So I've downloaded my own data set. I hope everyone has their data set open. So please ensure that your data set is opened. Now we all have the same data set. So if you have any issues, just escalate. So what I would do is I would intentionally slow down so that whatever it is I'm doing, you are able to do it on your own end, right? On your own end. That's what I would do. I would intentionally. Oh, Ada, your hand is still up. You want to say something?
Sorry, no.
Okay. So now we want to go back to everything we've learned, especially the calculation parts. So let's just go back and see what we can pick up. Right. Yes. Right. So now into it. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Yes.
All right. So now, if you have the data, say I on the chart. If you have the data opened, say I on the chart. Okay,
Finished.
Ada said I. Say I want to see eyes, please, because I can't see other things. So it's only Ada that I'm seeing. It's the only Ada that has the data set. No, the data was not. Yes, the data was sent out. Yeah, you have it. All right, thank you. Another person. Fabian, do you have the data set?
No, sorry. Is this supposed to be on my WhatsApp?
No. I don't get, maybe I don't get your question.
Mm. Yes, I said, is it supposed to be on WhatsApp, then open it on WhatsApp, or like
No, just
then
open, have it opened so that you
okay.
can follow what I'm doing. Have you been able to download the data set?
I don't have the data set. I can't seem to find it.
Oh, okay. I'm talking about the one we sent out Google Forms. Do you have it? Did you set up a Google Form?
Yes, I did. Okay, yes.
Yeah, it's that one. So just download it. The reason I'm asking everyone to ensure that they have it open is because you are going to be doing what I'm doing, and I'll be asking you what you are getting. You have to tell me what you are getting. So that's why I want everyone to get it opened. So this is a two-way class, not one way, right? So now, this is Excel. So one of the major things you can do is you can click on this button here, double click it, then double click any line here, then you're able to see everything at the same time. So things become clear. So now, firstly, we learned different kind of variables, and the two major variables we need to know for now are either quantitative or categorical. Please, does everyone know how to download the data? Who does not know how to download the data? Let me call names. Okay, Fabian, what's the issue you're having?
Sorry, I don't know what to download to show the spreadsheet on my own screen. Like, is this something I should have downloaded before?
Yes. So, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
All right. So, do you have this interface, right? Which is Google Form. When you
Let me
collected
go
that
to
data set.
the Google Form website.
Yeah, it goes to Google Form where you collected the data sets, the data. So once you get here, just click on responses. When you click on
Responses. Okay.
responses, you have all your response. All of the persons that responded to you. You have it. So once you see all of this, then you see link to sheets. That's not what we need. This ellipsis button is what we need. So you click on this ellipsis button, you see download responses.csv. And just to reiterate what I have said about the CSV, the CSV is comma separated values. So I think this is also a learning opportunity for us. So comma separated values are different from XLS, which are Excel files. So comma separated values are like, so this format is a text file and your columns are separated by commas. That's what comma separated values mean. It's just a file format, right? And I will still explain that when we get to maybe Power BI, because now our data is largely in Excel and we are making use of them in Excel. So you might not really see the difference for now. But when we get to Power BI, where we need to export data into another interface, then we will need to discuss extensively on what CSV is, what XLS is, what .sab is, what different kind of file formats are, and how we use them in different interfaces. So, Fabian, are you with me?
Yes, I'm on my way to be with you.
Okay.
Episode of
I'm intentionally taking my time so that we can be on the same page. Please, for everybody that is on this call, please ensure that, well, if you have not done it, please ensure that you are following this. Just go to the Google Forms, click on responses. Once you click on responses, you will see the response of those people that filled your form. You will see some bar chart, pie charts. Those ones are automatic from. They are automatic from. So once you have seen this, then you can click on this ellipsis button. Then you see download responses. So I'm still waiting to ensure that everyone is with me. I'm still waiting to ensure that everyone is with me. This is on
I
Google
think
Forms.
the issue is that I did not make the Google Forms, but I filled the one you sent. So I think that's why I am not getting a response to download on my Google Forms website. Sorry.
Okay, you didn't make your own Google form, right? Is that what
Yes,
it is? You didn't make your own Google form. You didn't
Sorry.
you didn't make your own.
Yes, no, but I filled this. Yes, I
Okay.
did not,
Yeah,
but I
you will not
filled
get.
this.
Yeah, you will
Yes,
not
so I
get.
can't get responses.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
I will
only
do
those.
that.
So the task
Sorry.
we had last week before the career session was that everyone should develop their own. That's why we say everybody has the same data set. So what I will do is I will share my own data set with you, with the group. I'll send it to the group now so that you can download and open.
Thank you very
You
much.
can follow. But after today, you have to have your
Read the
own.
Google form. Thank you.
Any other person having the same issues? Is there any other person having the same issues?
Hello, I'm trying to download my response, but I don't know. Am I supposed to look for it in download, or is it supposed to just take me to the Google Sheet?
No, you
Like the
so do you
downloading
have this
option.
interface already?
Yes, I have my own, I created my own Google form.
Yeah. So you have this
Yes,
already, right? Can you see this?
yes, I can.
Okay. Can you see responses? No, not
Yes, I
so. There
can.
are two things. There is the respondent link. The respondent link will not give you this. So for you to get to this place, what you do is that you go to your Gmail, you will see something like this. So when you click on something like this, you will go to your forms. Because if you click on respondent link, you will not see this. What you will see is what respondent will click. So let me show the difference between the two. So I will show the difference between the two, the respondent link and the editor's link. So if you are seeing this kind of link, you will not be able to see what I'm seeing here. You can see they are different. This one is for respondents. This one is for you that develop the form.
So this is what I'm saying.
You are seeing this, right?
Yes, yes. This
Okay.
is what
Can
I
you see
have.
responses?
Yes, I can see responses.
Click on responses.
I've done
Are
that.
you, are you able to click on responses?
Yes, yes.
Can you see all the charts?
Yes, I can see all that. Everyone
All
that's
right.
filled in.
Can you see this kind of button? This ellipsis button, this button, over and
Three
over.
dots at the side. Yes,
Yeah?
yes, yes.
All right. Click on that button.
I've done that.
All right. Can you see download?
Yes, I can see download.
Now click on download.
It's like it wants to download, but I can't see anything yet. Then it goes away again.
It goes away.
Yeah, and then it tries to open like an untitled form, and then before I'm not able to see it
Yeah.
even
Okay. Now I get what's happening. So, are you opening it on your phone or your laptop?
no on my laptop.
All right. So what's happening is, okay, go to your download folder. Can you see your download folder?
Yes.
All right. Do you have a folder like this that is zipped?
Come on, please.
Yeah?
Folder that is zipped.
Yeah, zipped. Is a zip folder. It's going to be named after your data sets. Okay.
Today, what I'm having or title. Yes. Like today.
Aha. So whatever it is you name your form here, whatever it is that you are seeing on your form here, this will be the same name that will be given to the folder. Do you have that folder?
Okay, I think my folder is untitled form.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So now right click that folder. Do you have any kind of extract? You don't have that, right?
Extract, yes, I can see
You can extract. So click on extract to that folder. You see maybe something around extract to untitled something.
No, what I can see is extract all.
Mm-hmm. It's only extract all that you have, right?
Yeah, okay, I think the untitled form is showing that it's 3 untitled form.
Yeah, it's because you have downloaded 3, so you can delete all of those other ones. So click on extract all, then maybe browse, click on download again, then you can extract. Select folder, so to extract it. Then you click on extract. But what I would do, no, don't follow that route. That one is too far. It's because you don't have my own software. You don't have WinRAR. So you can double click that zip folder. Can you double click that zip folder?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you double click, it will show a CSV file, right? Can you see that CSV file?
Yes.
You can see the CSV file, right? I can't hear you clearly.
It's still going, like, I think we implemented it, but it's still not yet.
Oh, when you open that folder, what do you see? Can you share your screen?
Okay. I can't see anything. There's nothing in there.
There's nothing in that folder.
Yes.
You can't see anything like this. Can you see my screen?
Let me go back.
Yeah?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Can you see, do you see a file like this? When you open your untitled, this untitled zip form, there is .zip. When you double click it, what do you see inside of it?
Okay, now I'm seeing an untitled form in Excel
Uh-huh. So click on that untitled form that is inside your folder. Click on Control X. Click on it and press Control X.
X or X.
Control X, yeah, to cut.
Okay.
Shortcuts to cut. Can you do that? Have you been able to do that? Yeah, you have done that. Now, go out of that folder.
Okay.
Now, you can go anywhere on your screen, right? You can go anywhere. You can go to your desktop and just Control V. So when you Control V, you should have that folder, that file on your. So now I have that file on my Windows environment in my desktop. So I can open it from my desktop. Can you do that?
Okay. Okay, I'll do that now. Okay, back.
Yeah, I want you to be able to do it before I leave this.
Okay.
Like before I leave the chapter. Oh,
Network is dragging a bit.
sorry. I thought I was sharing my screen. I was not. So when you double click this, you will see a folder inside of that. And when you double click that zip folder, you see a file inside of it. So you can Control X or Control C anything. Then you can go to your desktop environment and Control V. You have your data set there. So can you share your screen? So let me see your screen so that I can also follow you. I've done that so that for every other person you can do that, go through that process. But for Ajayi Oluwabumi, you can share your screen. Let me follow you.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there another person who is unable to download data sets?
You have not shared the data set with me.
Okay. Please ensure that you have your own data sets from next week. So I'll share it with you now. So shared. So download and get along with us. I've shared it. Can you see it?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right. Ada, you are good to go, right?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said you are good to go.
Yes.
All right. More of Olamide.
Yes, I'm good to go.
All right. What of Princess?
Yes.
All right. What of Ife? Ife, are you with us? Okay. So she has dropped out. So I'm going to start. All right. Please, at any point in time, I'm saying something and I'm not sharing what I'm saying. Kindly call my attention. So there's tendency for me to be thinking I'm sharing, but I'm not sharing my screen. But I'm sharing a window. So if I'm sharing a window and I move to another window, it will not show that window. So please, just call my attention once I am saying something and I'm not sharing what I'm saying. All right. So to reiterate, in terms of variables, we have learned different kind of things, like several things around variables. And so let me start with levels of measurement. We learned what we call nominal. So that's right. Who watched again of the second? Ordinal, interval, scale. These are levels of measurement. We also have what we call quantitative. So continuous variables. So all of these are all describing variables. So wherever you see them, they are all describing variables. Wherever you see them, they are all describing variables, but they are describing variables in different ways. They are all describing variables, but they are describing variables in different ways. So for levels of measurement, what level of it's like we are describing the same thing, but the criteria we are using to describe the same thing is different. So that's just what it is. It's just like when you say when you say beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So I say, your own definition of beauty is different from my own definition of beauty. So it's because we are using the same criteria. We are measuring the same thing, but we are using different ways. So I might say, okay, I'm traveling to Ilorin and I want to describe how to get to Ilorin. Dependent on where I am, or my experience, or my travel history, I would describe going to Ilorin based on all of this. Oh, Ajayi Luabumi, you are here. Have you been able to download it? Oluwabumi, are you with us? Okay, so as I was saying, these three guys are trying to describe the same thing in different ways. That's just it. So across this three spectrum, we are describing the same things or the same kind of things. That's what we're trying to describe. So even when I say nominal, ordinal, interval scale, I'm still referring to variables. Even when I'm saying quantitative or qualitative, I'm still referring to variables. Even when I say continuous or categorical, I'm still referring to variables. But I'm going to like slow down this today because I want you to focus on this. I will not touch upon levels of measurement or qualitative or quantitative. All of this, I think you can feel that knowledge base later. Now, in terms of what we need for today, we need continuous and categorical variables. That's what we need for today. We need continuous and categorical variables. So, what does continuous mean? What does categorical mean? For now, we don't need to know like many things. Just note that for where you are in this knowledge spectrum, just note that when you have variables that can be represented in numbers, that's continuous. But when you have variables that cannot be represented in numbers, they have levels. They have levels. So they have options. So like employment status, either employed, unemployed, or self-employed. That is categorical. Education level, either tertiary, primary, secondary. That is categorical. But age is continuous. You can also call it quantitative. I can use quantitative or continuous. I can use them interchangeably. So quantitative, like I can quantify it, but categorical, I can't quantify categorical in terms of the number itself. I can like change it again and say, okay, 25% pick this. But in terms of the option itself, I can't quantify it. That's why we say, okay, this one is quantitative and this one is categorical. So, Princess, for this question, is this categorical or continuous? For this one that I highlighted, is it categorical or continuous?
It's categorical.
All right. Fabian, what I highlighted, is it categorical or continuous?
I think it is. Okay.
It is dicey, I
I
know.
think it's categorical.
Why? Thank you. You are right, but why?
Okay. Because by the time we interpret the meaning of these numbers, it all falls like within a particular group, like category in that sense. Like 5 might be two, I've forgotten now, two something. This one might be two, this I agree, agreeable, highly agreeable, highly agreeable. Like they're all still putting them within a mode.
Thank you very much. So it's not all numbers that are continuous. If you recall, this question was asking, I feel that difficulties are piling up too high. I feel that difficulties are piling up too high. Then, if you recall, the response spectrum was um, strongly disagree, which is 1, then disagree, which is 2, neutral, which is 3, agree, which is 4, then strongly agree, which is 5. That is categorical, not numeric. And that I intentionally brought that up just to talk about what continuous and categorical, how continuous is different from categorical in terms of numbers, or to properly also explain what continuous means. You will notice that age can take a very large spectrum of number. Age can start with from 0 to 150. Like, it's larger in terms of the space than this, because this is bounded. It's bounded. That's another way to look at it. But the salient or the most obvious way is just look at the interpretation of the variable itself. Is it that 1 means this, 2 means this, 3 means this? In age, you can't say age 1 means this, age 2 go 18, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's too much for you to say, okay, this one means this one means this. Like, the space is very large. Height is also continuous. But once you are able to say, okay, these are the levels, then it is not continuous, it is categorical. However, there is a caveat. There's a caveat in that there are times where you would have to use this as continuous in analysis. But for now, for where you are, let's leave it at that. There are times that you can use this in analysis as continuous, but for now, let's leave it at that. Let's just leave it at where we are. So let's just leave it as, okay, this is categorical for now, and this is continuous or quantitative. Ajayi Oluwabunmi, this column I highlighted, is it categorical or continuous? Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you clearly.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah? Can't
Can
hear
you
you.
hear me now?
No,
Oh,
sounding far away.
sounded far away.
Yeah?
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Oh, I
clearly
think
now.
the earpiece I'm using. Okay.
Okay. All right. So I said, is it categorical or continuous?
Well, I think it's continuous.
For can you see the variable
Yes, I can see it.
okay. So why do you say it's continuous?
Because it's showing like secondary, there's something that's believed that it's not meant to be stopped. Like it's going to be continuous, secondary to tertiary, and whoever wants to continue can still, furthermore.
Okay. Okay. So in terms of understanding what continuous is, what's
Okay.
your own understanding of, okay, if you say, okay, this variable is continuous, what do you think it is?
I think it's something that doesn't stop there, that you
Okay.
can still have another option.
Okay. All right. So this gender, male and female, do you think it's continuous?
No,
Why?
you can't change your option.
All
Like
right.
the option is like, is either you are male or you are female. I don't think you can decide on changing the option.
Okay, what of education level?
And that's why I said it's continuous, because I think you can still, change.
Can you?
Yes, you can. Someone that is secondary, at the end of the day, you're filling it again. You are giving that person another form again,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes later. I think the
Yeah.
person can change his option.
Okay. Uh, what of people that are gay? Can
They're
they
already
change
in
their?
tertiary.
No, I'm talking about gender.
Gender, that's why I said you can't change
People
your,
that are bisexual.
and not here. I don't think we identify as that.
Hey, I know.
Okay.
I'm just
Okay, so
asking.
okay, you have asked, okay, for someone that might be male, I can decide to be female, right?
Yeah, transgender, bisexual,
Yes,
all
I
of those.
understand.
LGBT.
Okay, I'm talking in terms of our knowledge here, as in not, but
Yeah.
if
So,
it's out of here, then I think it's continuous.
oh, okay. So, perhaps I did not um, explain continuous properly.
Okay.
So now you are putting the nuances of the variable on it. I think that's what you're like, that's how you are interpreting it.
Okay.
And I love that. It's like, it shows like you are picking the knowledge and you are trying to like put the nuances and fill it in. Perfect. However, if you go that route, then everything becomes continuous. I don't know if you get me. Everything
Yes,
becomes
I'm getting it.
continuous because there is no variable that you are going to pick that will not have in between. Even life itself, like there are many what's it called, debates like, okay, does life exist in black and white binary, or life exists in spectrum, like shades with different grays in between? And we found out that many of our things, or many of the phenomena, things we study in the world are actually around that. They are always in betweens. So if we're going to follow that, your perspective, your philosophy, then everything we are studying will be continuous. That's why I brought the argument of what of people that identify not as male or female. So in order not to fall into that loop where everything becomes continuous,
Okay.
we would look at it from the lens of, okay, when I'm looking at this variable in this data set, not putting anything that is out of it into it, like anything that I'm not seeing. Yes, I know that there are in-betweens in education level, but then in this data set, what I'm seeing is some people are identifying as this, this, or this. So if I can put people in categories, that is categorical. But in this data set, it is very hard for me to say people will fall in 30 or 45. In this, you look at this variable age now, I will not be able to say that people will fall into 30 or people will fall in, because there are many levels for people to fall into. Look at how many hours do you spend per day online. You say that it follows your philosophy of continuous, because people cannot say that, okay, it's 9, it's 4. People can fall into many levels. So once we have many levels that people can fall into, that is continuous, because we just say, okay, let's leave that variable like that. We cannot say that we just want to use one to represent many people. But in employment status, you see that I can usually say, okay, employed, unemployed, self-employed, and I've been able to categorize many people. If it's a Sean data from customer Sean, like if people are patronizing our business or not, can you say that, okay, people fall into you patronize us or you don't patronize us again? So you can see that I've categorized them. So once I'm able to categorize people into different levels with my variable, then I have a categorical variable. But if I am unable to do that, then I have a continuous variable. However, we can actually turn continuous variable into categorical. A variable that is inherently continuous, I can change it to categorical. It's just like in age now, I can say that, okay, for people between 20 and 25, let them be low. People between 26 and 50, let them be mid. And people that are above 50, let them be high. I have turned continuous to categorical in that regard. But the variable inherent nature, the variable's innate form is continuous. But I can impose my own will. But in this case, the variable's inherent nature is categorical. It is hard for me to impose my own will to make it continuous. It is only a continuous variable that I can impose my own will to change it to categorical. So categorical is just like the smallest piece, the bottom barrel, the one that is at the bottom, ranked low. So everybody can always default to that, but that one that is low cannot default up. Just like a professor can act dumb, but someone that is dumb cannot act like a professor. If we can use that, so you can only dumb down. You can't dump up. Right? If the analogy works, helps in any way. So that's just it. Have I been able to, or do you have any question? May I have questions to challenge my people? Are you with me?
So, yes, I'm with you.
I can't hear you again. What is causing that?
Telling me that all of them are categorical. There's no continuous. Is there any continuous variable
Yeah,
in
so
this your
look at age. Is age continuous or categorical?
categorical?
Why do you say it's categorical?
And just like you explained, you said if they are able to like put them in a particular group, I'm sure that we have like, from what I'm seeing here, we have 2 people that are 40. We have like 3 people that are 30. So since we are able to like put them in group.
How many of such levels do you think you would have if you have about 1,000 people?
If I have what?
About 1,000 people on this data set. How many of such people do you think you would have? How much of such levels do you think you would have?
It's going to be much.
It's going to be much because let's say that we have 1,000 people. Then some people will say I'm 5 years. Some people will say I'm 9 years. Some people will say I'm 25 years. You see another 3 people will say I'm 100 years. You see another 2 people that will say I'm 95 years. You see another 3 that will say I'm 77 years. How many categories do you want to have? You see that it's going to be very long.
Long, okay.
You get it now?
Yes, I do now.
That's continuous.
Okay, okay.
Even when you are able to put them in categories, unless you now say, okay, you want to impose your own will and say, okay, I know that the lowest age is 5 and the highest age is 150. And I want to say, okay, from 5 to 50, fall into this category. From 51 to 100, fall into this category. From 101 to 150, fall into this category. You can see that I now have 3 categories. That can be used as a categorical.
Okay, okay.
When you decode, that can be used as a categorical. But inherently, you cannot use age as a categorical because you would have like many levels, about 100 levels. So you cannot like describe that. It will not be like, it will not make sense to put them in a bar chart or anything. But for education level now, like what is the highest number of levels that you can have in education? you say, okay, you went to everywhere. Primary, okay, let's say nursery, primary, okay, not nursery, KG, no, nursery, no, not KG, creche, KG, creche, KG, nursery, primary, secondary, tertiary, okay, not tertiary, university or polytechnic or ND. Then next thing, postgraduate. Oh, not postgraduate. You can say you cannot even go past 10 levels. Even when you want to consider all categories or all levels of education. But how many hours do you spend online per day? You already know that. How many levels do you want to see here? You already see that. Oh, this one is going to be very much. So that's another angle. Just look at it. Okay, in this question, how many like bars? If I want to put people in levels, how many levels will I have? Once you're having more than 10, yeah, you can see that you can put people into 20 levels. No, that is continuous. Because it has easily, gone beyond your control. That's so now, if you look at this now, in your questionnaire, you only have 5 options that people can fill. You already know that, oh, that's not continuous, that is categorical. Do you understand me now?
Thanks, I now understand.
All right, thank
Yeah.
you. So, where am I not from? Ada, for timestamp, will it be continuous or categorical? Timestamp.
Timestamp is continuous.
All right, thank you. Why?
Because there was no, as at that time, how will I put it? There were different times in which people assessed this form, right? We didn't put it in a category because as at that time it is a live form, so different timelines of when people assess the form will come in and all of that. So because of it's a live form, that is why it's under continuous.
Thank you. So you can easily even see from here for 26 participants, they have, you see that there are 26 unique levels, 36 unique data points. So if I want to plot this on a bar chart, that's a long level. That's, so assuming that I now have 1,000 people having unique, so it's already continuous. So that's it. Is that it? Who else is there? I think I'm missing anyone. Oh, Princess, you have a question? Princess, do you have a question?
Yes, I have this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I do. I'm of the opinion that probably you use a different example outside context of what we are doing right now. Maybe random stuff to help us like understand better.
All right. Okay. Thank you. I think that also works. All right. So let's assume that we have already 1,000 people. 1,000 people filling a form, and we're asking them for what continent are they from, right? So how many continents do we have in the world? Yeah.
I think we have 7.
All right. So Africa, Asia, right? North America, South America, Europe, Australia, Antarctica, right? Did I get it right? Maybe no. It's been long since I typed that. Can people pick any question out, pick any option out of this level, outside these levels? If you are going to ask 1 million people the same question, can people pick out of these 7?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's your answer. So what is continent? So if you collect this data from 1 million people, would this continent be categorical or continuous?
It's categorical.
Yeah, because it's going to be levels. People can only fall within these categories. Now, let me say I ask the same set of people for the GDP. No, let me ask for GDP. Let me ask for their income. The same 1 million people. The same 1 million people. How many levels would we have? Fabian, how many levels would we have? No, let me go. I think Fabian just stopped, right? Olamide.
I was talking now.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Fabian. Sorry. Fabian, how many? If I'm asking for the same 1 million people that I asked for their continent, the continent where they came from, if I ask for their income, monthly income, how many of such numbers would I have?
It has to be a continuous because people have to put in the figures by themselves.
Exactly. So we have some people that will say, I'm earning 1 million. Some people say I'm earning 550,000. Some people say, let's say everything is in naira. Some people say 450,000. Some people say 125,000. Some people say, minimum wage. Our end 75,000. Some people say, they are not paying us minimum wage, they are still paying us 25,000. Some people say, I'm earning 100,000. Some tech bro will say I'm earning 700,000. Some data analyst will say I'm earning 350,000. Some lawyers will say, every case, everything, I earn 950,000. Some government workers will say I earn 120,000. Professors will say I earn 400,000. 400,000. You can easily see that this becomes very much, right? We cannot say that you put, because by the time you put this, let's assume that two people are feeling the same thing. Then you have another person that say 450,000. You have another person that say 55,000. Say, okay, I work in a bank for 600,000. I work in Chevron, 1.5 million. I work in Shell, 20 million. I work here, 1 million. I am the president of Nigeria. I earn 65 million. I'm a footballer. I earn 25 million per week. I am Burna Boy. I earn 100 million per month. I am Wizkid. I earn 10 million. I am Davido Mbalo. You can easily see that this is going to be very much, very much. Like many people can have different answers to this. That's continuous. So you can easily see that this is categorical and this is. However, you can turn continuous to categorical. How do you turn continuous to categorical? You are the one that will now impose your own, okay, from this to this, I want to categorize it as this. From this to this, I want to categorize it as this. From this to this, I want to categorize it as this. Ada, you have a question or a comment?
Okay, I have a comment.
Okay.
Okay, so my comment is, sorry, I'm trying to. Okay, my comment is just to shed light on what you just said. So, when you're talking about categorical, is as simple as you saying that if you roll out a form, your respondent cannot pick more than what is in that form because you've already categorized your response to fit whatever. In fact, one option, they have to pick one of those. That is categorical. It's just like telling a person that either you pick yes or you pick no. Nothing outside that. That is categorical. Then when you're talking about continuous is just like an open-ended question. Put in your responses. Put in the best response that suits you. Now, there's no clause. I am not restricting you to any particular answer. And how you now convert your continuous into categorical is that maybe you want to now analyze. I will now say, okay, people that picked within 10,000 naira to 99,000 naira, I'm placing them in this category of maybe low
Yes.
income earners. People that are
Yeah.
picked from 100,000 to 1 million, I'm placing them into medium income learners. People that pick from 1 million and above, I'm placing them into high income learners. Now you've already restricted those your value to 3 different categories. That is how you now convert continuous to categorical. And in a situation whereby you want to even put this income maybe in a categorical level, you don't want too many figures because of maybe your analysis or whatsoever, you can put it, okay, what is your monthly income? And you're telling the person to pick either within 0 to 99,000 or within 100 to 1 million. Now you've already placed that income on categorical. It's just like you're restricting them to a particular answer, and any of their responses that fall within that box, that is what they will pick. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I like the last part you mentioned. I think I didn't say that, where even income can be categorical in the way you scripted the way people can answer you whatever data you are collecting. So with the example Ada gave, the last example, yes, income can also be categorical. In that, if the way the data was collected was that, okay, if your income is between 0 and 99,000, pick one. You have already categorized it. People cannot choose outside of that range. They can't put any number outside of that range. They can only choose this or this or that. You can see where the nuances comes in. So it's either people are restricted to some answers or they are not restricted to some answers. That's also valid in terms of how we can understand that. Princess, have we answered your question?
Yes, you have. But is it really data if we restrict people to certain answers? I mean, we want to see
Is it
from
really
their own
data? Or I
yeah.
mean, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can
is
continue.
it really, would I call it fair? No, I don't know. But is it really data if we restrict people, confine them to a particular bracket?
Yeah, thank
Like
you
gender
for
now.
yeah,
Sorry,
thank you for
like gender
starting.
now. We have
Yeah,
male, female. That's what everybody is supposed to identify as. Or we now give the people with special identification, rather not say. But in context where we don't put all that and they put whatever they want to identify as, it's not categorical. But how are we going to like work with such data? Because it's supposed to be either male or female.
all right. Thank you very much. So one of the things that we'll learn is variance. So when we are modeling, one of the things that we are very much interested in is variance. Like people should be able to vary. People should like give us like different set of answers so that we can see how people are varying, because that variance gives us like it's actually the bedrock of most of our models in statistics. So we always want that, and continuous variable gives us that. Categorical variable actually restricts that. It restricts that. So you can easily see that when you say, okay, income, write your income, and okay, if your income is doing this and this is this, pick that level. You can easily see that, oh, there's a change in variance. I love that your perspective. Yes, it's unfair, and it's more unfair to us as what's it called, as data analysts, because it makes it does not give you like more flexibility. Even in analysis, when we are collecting data that's around income, is even if you are going to use categorical later, it's even advisable as analysts that when you are scripting your database or scripting your questionnaire or scripting your form, it's good that you collect for variables that you can collect continuous. It's good that you collect continuous. Then you will categorize it yourself later, because it's good that you have that data and you categorize it than already restricting people, and you are now needed to add some other layers over the gbasgbos, now become gbasgbos. So let's assume that you want to collect income of people and you already say that, okay, if they are between 0 and 99, pick one. If they are between 100 and kinikon, pick two. You will notice that you will not be able to do some, because when you now have your data set, what you have is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, because you have categories. You cannot do average income again. You cannot do average income because you don't have that data. So that's why even the advice is always that when you want to collect variables that are inherently continuous, even if you can say that, okay, you want to collect this in categorical, don't collect that data in categorical. Whatever data set it is, even if you're working in e-commerce or anywhere, once you know that this variable can be collected in continuous, collect it in continuous, even if you're not going to use the continuous now, because later you find out that you find utility for that continuous. So that's about that. Now for variables that are categorical and you now put others. So there are some times that we ask some questions and we know that, okay, perhaps we are not capturing the spectrum correctly. Let me give you an example. Let's assume that we are asking people for their occupation, and the occupation you are interested in is perhaps farmer and farmer banker. But farmer and banker does not they are not mutually exhaustive. They don't capture the whole spectrum of occupation. There are tons of other occupations. But what you are interested in is farmer and banker. You know, there are many people that are in your data set, farmer and banker. But then there are some other people that will fill others. So now you now put the space for others, where once they pick others, they can pick anything they want. So what we now do in that regard is we add those new ones to the data. So when someone asks, let's assume that you are asking for occupation, and the person says farmer, the person says banker, another person says banker, one person says banker, another person says farmer, another person says farmer, another person says farmer. Then another person now said others. Another person said farmers, a farmer, and said others. Now let me just copy and paste this. You notice that for this person that pick others, the person will now pick their own occupation. Let's say, oh, me, I'm an analyst. I'm an analyst. The person says, no, I am a software engineer. This one says, I am, what other occupation do we have? A driver. The one said, I am self-employed. You can easily see that it's one-to-one. You can easily just copy this and paste it here, right? Copy this and paste it here. Copy this and paste it here. Copy this and paste it here. So now you don't have others. Now you have the full spectrum of people that are in your data set. So the same thing goes for gender, the question you asked. Let's assume that we ask for people's gender and we know that, okay, people identify with different things. We're in the large spectrum of society, not Nigeria, where we are restricted to finance. So we're in the large spectrum of society, the United States, the West, the North, the global South, the global West. Now we are asking people, but in your form, you have only male and female, right? But you have now put in your form that, okay, others, so that we can capture other ones that we are not capturing. Then people say, okay, me, I'm bisexual. Another person says, I am transgender. So you can see that we can easily map this back, just like we map that occupation. We can easily map it back with your data, with your analysis, and that's where your if statement comes in. If and all of those comes in, and just say, well, if gender is others, then pick Z of I. These are the things that we learn as we move. So if statement can easily solve this, where you bring whatever it is they said under Z. And if you are using Excel, you can easily copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. Then instead of having others now, we now have the full spectrum of what people identify. Have I answered your question? You drop off. Princess, have I answered your question?
Yes, sir.
All right. So any other question? Today is interesting. Any other question? No question. So I think we have now been able to understand what categorical and continuous is. Let's go on a break. We'll be back by Then let's go for 10 minutes. So let's come back by 10:40. Yeah, 10:40. So I just grab a drink or water or just stretch yourself, and then we are back to learning.